So I've been hearing that MrBeast is getting sued by the government. Excuse me, what? That's just, that's just absolutely insane. I've been saying it's gonna happen. Eventually the government's gonna get involved with this guy, because in my opinion, he's evil. Maybe the Antichrist, but who knows?
When you're a creator as big and recognizable as MrBeast, it becomes near impossible to avoid controversial situations. However, how on earth does a harmless video about exploring ancient culture escalate into a lawsuit-riddled scandal involving not just national agencies, but the president of an entire country?
A popular YouTuber is now being criticized for filming in some of Mexico's most important archaeological sites. Mexico's president is asking for details on the permit and warned that there may be sanctions.
Oh, so it's the Mexican government. Is it? Or is it the American government? Mexico is America. I don't know, it's all confusing.
If that permit was violated.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be going over the recent events behind one of MrBeast's most unexpected controversies. How it all started, why people are mad at Jimmy, and what the real details about the lawsuit actually are. On the 10th of May 2025,
was it the whole situation where he was able to mess with ancient artifacts just because he's MrBeast and he has money? Was it that? Because that's really shitty. That sounds like something an evil billionaire would do.
Jimmy published a video titled, "I explored 2,000-year-old ancient temples,"
Yeah, I think that it probably stemmed from that. Okay.
in which he and his crew visited the ancient Chichen Itza temple and several other archaeological sites in Mexico.
Be exploring dozens of ancient temples, all of which hide ancient Mayan secrets from the world deep underground.
From navigating underground tombs to inspecting artifacts, Jimmy's team made a conscious effort to take the video beyond flashy entertainment and provided educational insights about the culture.
Yeah, I don't think MrBeast should be doing any educational stuff. I don't think he needs to be educating people. Dude's actually probably evil. He's definitely a villain. He's not a good guy.
Viewers might not have known otherwise.
Now that we're at the end, you said you had a surprise.
Yes, this has been found in the last 2 decades.
Oh, whoa, what?
It is a funerary mask. And this is the face of one of the kings of the Snake Kingdom.
The Mayans used masks like this one to shield those that have passed away from dangers on their journey to the underworld. Can I hold it?
Yes.
This was made over 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
Which means my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents weren't even alive. Why is this not in a museum? Why is a YouTuber holding this? Get this away from me. Take it, take it.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, I'm totally...
Yeah, don't tell anybody. It's on camera for the world to see. This has to be an act. This isn't real, right?
Won't show 200 million people.
Culturally significant sites like these are often highly restricted areas that even most archaeologists aren't even given access to. However, for some reason, Jimmy was seemingly given privileged access
because he's super famous, connected with a lot of the world's biggest organizations, such as Google and Amazon, and he has a lot of money and can get people in contact with people.
To the area, something he made sure to point out in the video.
It's actually a pyramid built on top of a pyramid. So the deeper we go in, the older things get. Be careful, boys.
So sketchy, Jimmy.
Can't believe the government's letting us do this. It really is crazy. Not even archaeologists are allowed to go back.
However, there were parts of the area Jimmy's team couldn't set foot in.
At the top of this pyramid is a temple so sacred to the locals that no one is allowed up there. Out of respect for the culture and all the people who hold this very sacred, we are not going to touch the temple.
As unassuming as the video and its contents might have been,
We're not going to touch the temple. We're not going to disturb the temple, but we're going to send a drone in there. See, we didn't technically touch anything. That's not how it works. That's not how spiritual stuff works, bro. You put a thing in there, you touched it spiritually, because it's in the air.
was about to spiral into a much larger controversy that no one, not even Jimmy, could have seen coming. By the 15th of May 2025, Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, otherwise known as INAH, released the following statement about Jimmy's latest video on Twitter. Regarding the video released by YouTuber MrBeast, we are pleased that YouTubers and all the young people around the world appreciate the value of our ancestral civilizations. What the INAH strongly condemns is that there are those who take advantage of the goodwill of institutions to commit abuses. Furthermore,
Yeah, like giving them money and manipulating them into letting you do things you otherwise wouldn't be able to do, so you can make even more money, an unimaginable amount of money.
the INAH condemns those who, for commercial gain and private profit, dare to distort the value of archaeological sites,
True, see, that's what I was saying.
which are a legacy of our indigenous cultures and the pride of our nation.
Yeah, you're disturbing the spirits, man.
Following this, the INAH pointed out their major concerns with Jimmy's video and outlined the steps they'd be taking to correct these issues. Reading, the permit issued to Full Circle Media, representing MrBeast, did not authorize the publication of false information or the use of images from archaeological sites to advertise trademarks for private profit. The nation's heritage, which is public by nature, cannot be exploited by commercial enterprises. For this reason, the INAH has filed an administrative lawsuit against the production company, demanding compensation for damages and a public retraction for failure to comply with the terms of the permits issued in good faith by the institution.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're just gonna offer even more money, and this is all gonna go away. That's probably what they want, though. That's probably what the government wants. Everything's got a price, even evil deeds.
At first glance, this post seems incredibly damning for Jimmy and raises questions about how his team violated the terms of agreement with INAH. Was it because the video was monetized? Did the advertisement in the video count as private profit? Or perhaps the problem wasn't with Jimmy's video presentation at all? A few days before the INAH
Yeah, it shouldn't have been Jimmy. Like, this was 100% for commercial gain, this is for profit, because he is not an educator.
made that statement on Twitter, they published a press release regarding how the video was filmed and regulated. Reading, the visit and recording that took place in the archaeological zones was carried out in accordance with requests made formally by the Federal Tourism Secretariat and the governments of the two states mentioned. In addition to this, they corrected some of the misrepresented facts Jimmy made during the video. Reading, in the case of Chichen Itza, we clarify that no drone flight was made inside El Castillo, as falsely mentioned in the video, this flight was made outside the structure. Obviously, the video has extensive audio-visual post-production work and alludes to events that did not occur, such as the one that the producers never descended from a helicopter, nor did they spend the night within the archaeological zone, or have any mask in their possession. Pre-Hispanic, because the one they present is clearly contemporary reproduction. All of them are false assertions that obey the theatricality of the YouTuber in question. Even the governor of Campeche came out with a statement affirming Jimmy's adherence to regulations. Reading, MrBeast's team acted at all times with utmost responsibility and respect towards our ancestral heritage. All necessary permits and—
Well, yeah, like, you don't matter, though. The people who say it's sacred are the ones who matter. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to you watching this video. It doesn't matter to the government. Like, the government don't care. You can just give them money, more money, and they won't give a fuck. But the people who think it's sacred, you can give them all the money in the world, and they're gonna tell you no.
and legal procedures were duly processed and authorized by the INAH-MX, who were present during the filming alongside Sector Campeche and the government of Campeche. All of this would lead one to believe that the lawsuit wasn't filed because of anything Jimmy did personally, but rather some mistakes on the part of the associated production company, Full Circle Media. However,
that would make sense, because nothing works when it comes to management around MrBeast. And this has been true forever. I've made so many videos on it, how MrBeast is just like not paying attention to what people are doing, and it's all just a bunch of social media minded weirdos.
this didn't stop people from assuming Jimmy was part of the lawsuit or criticizing him for entering the archaeological site in the first place.
Now, adding to the controversy, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum herself has requested clarification on the conditions under which MrBeast and his crew were granted access to these historically significant locations. But the core of the dispute lies in the alleged commercial exploitation of these sites. In fact, throughout the video, MrBeast is seen promoting his own brand of snacks, even referring to them as Mayan approved. And the Institute asserts that the permit granted to Full Circle Media was solely for filming purposes and did not extend to the promotion of private brands.
Yeah. That's all it's about, is manipulation and products and more money and commerciality. Yeah, there we go. Everything's an advertisement.
The sentiment is echoed by locals in the region. And in Merida, the capital of Yucatan State, residents, including tour guides, have voiced their disapproval for the preferential access seemingly granted to the YouTuber.
With the media cycle in full swing and criticism coming in every direction, Jimmy had two choices. Either 1, let things run their course and let the controversy die down on its own, or 2, speak up and clarify the situation. Fortunately for Jimmy, he chose the latter. But would that be enough to convince those who already assumed he was in the wrong? By the 18th of May 2020.
Let me get this clear. I don't give a shit. Really, this has nothing to do with me. I just think it's funny, and I'm interested, and I like to know what's happening with people that I kind of don't care about and think are stupid. I just react to chaos. You know how it goes. If you're a fan of the channel.
Jimmy tweeted out the following statement defending his visit to the ancient Mayan temples, reading, "I've seen a lot of stories about our recent video in Mexico and wanted to clear some false things being said. We did this video to get people all over the world excited to learn more about their culture. Much like we did with our pyramids video, we are not and never have been sued by them, lol. That is false, and it saddens me to see people spreading lies. We filmed with full permits, followed guidelines, had representatives from government agencies following us, Mexican archaeologists to make sure we were accurate, and representatives from sites to ensure we were following the rules."
Yeah, maybe in your team that was going in there, but when it came to the management of the company, that was while you were there, the people that you weren't really paying attention to, that you were just letting run things. That's probably where the problems lie. Probably wasn't anything you did directly.
To fully get his point across, Jimmy included several statements from the governor that support the stance of no lawsuit being filed against him, reading, "This material, by the way, was produced with respect and professionalism. I'm surprised that, on the other hand, the Ministry of Culture wants to sanction the production for its adaptations for an international youth and children's audience, which are typical characteristics of visual literature. These adaptations do not violate current law." Regarding concerns about the advertising featured in the video, Jimmy made it clear that all government agencies were aware of the Feastables ad, and everything in the video was pre-approved.
Yeah, like I said, I don't give a shit how the government feels, how any government feels. I just give a shit how I feel. And I think it's shitty. I think MrBeast is evil. And I also don't give a shit. I just don't give a shit at all. Don't buy your children Feastables. I mean, it's pretty simple. Don't let them watch MrBeast videos. People do it, but people are stupid. I'd say it's sitting around the 90% mark. There's retarded and slightly less retarded, and 10% of us are in the slightly less retarded category.
He also shared a few extra details that show the visit had other positive impacts on the surrounding communities beyond mere exposure, reading, "They were aware of us mentioning Feastables in the video, but for the respect of the sites, it was filmed off-site from any national monuments. The dinner scene where I made the Feastables joke was not near any Mayan temples. We also never planned on sharing this, but as always, my hand is forced by false headlines. Behind the scenes, we funded wells and water projects in the state. I've also been working with INAH on a fund to support local Mexican archaeology and..."
We didn't do bad things. See, we have these organizations going where we take donations and donate to these kids. We donate to kids. See, we're good people. Don't mind that we're marketing chocolate and social media brain rot to children, and also manipulating the videos because we're lying in the videos, and we change the footage out and reshoot things, and it's not actually what's happening. And we torture people and don't feed them enough, deny them medicine, don't let them bathe, and all for money, 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 money.
new discoveries because I wanted to help spread the culture as a thanks for allowing us to film. While it seems Jimmy wouldn't be facing any direct legal action, the same couldn't be said for the production company he collaborated with, as the INAH stated the following a day later. The administrative legal procedure against the legal entity Full Circle Media, SADCV, due to the violation of the terms of the permit for the production of a documentary video titled MrBeast, I Spent 100 Hours Exploring the Mayan Jungle, was notified to the company on May 14th of the current year. The YouTuber used the permit to make another promotional video for his MrBeast Feastables chocolate and other commercial brands such as Walmart, 7-Eleven, Kroger, and Albertsons. This constitutes a violation as it created a production different from the one authorized, with commercial purposes and using the archaeological sites to monetize content through digital platforms. This is prohibited in accordance with the general law of national assets.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. Like, he's just making videos to monetize the video, yes, but also they're more of advertisements. The videos themselves are advertisements. The whole video is made to push the chocolate and the lunchly, because they're doing it throughout the whole video and they make it out like a joke, but it's still marketing to children.
Naturally, this emerging lawsuit caused some confusion on why INAH was suing the production company even after they had approved the video almost immediately after filming. From Jimmy's earlier statement, it seems the INAH had their agents present during the production and allowed him to include the Feastables ad. So what had changed after the video was released? More importantly, what would the result of the lawsuit mean for the MrBeast brand and the production company that he worked with? The current MrBeast controversy is the perfect example of doing everything right, but still losing the game. From Jimmy's perspective, he had gone through all the necessary red tapes to get the video produced, even going the extra mile to give back to the community he worked with. However,
Yeah, who gives a shit? I'm not a bad person because I give back. That's not how that works.
he inevitably ended up getting caught in controversy on a national scale. Could it be that the MrBeast brand is simply so big that it has become a magnet for contention, or was something amiss behind the scenes?
The fact that his channel is so big and it generates so much money makes everything fishy, makes everything go wrong. Eye of the needle, you know what I'm saying?
Way, we can only wait to see how the lawsuit progresses and find out whether or not it will negatively impact Jimmy and his team. If you wish to stay updated, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, I think that the government should have given special permission to somebody small, like a small-time YouTuber, not MrBeast. Get away from the highly marketable people. Everything's getting samey. Everybody's trying to copy the biggest trends instead of trying to do their own thing to make new trends, and everything's like getting so different but also so much the same at the same time, where it's all boring and it's all evil. We can see it. It's all just to generate money, to sell things, to make more money, for power, to try and change the world. Gotta change the world how I see fit. This is how it needs to be, so I'm right about everything. That's how they all are. And then they pretend that they're not like that. They pretend they're a moron, but then they still gain power and want more and more and more. And still they play it off like they're a moron. And it's just like, so you're saying you have all this power. Our king is a moron? Is what you're telling me? That's what's happening? Yes? What does that make everyone who follows him? Even bigger morons.